Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk Football channel. Today, an England review, England-Poland. There will also be another video, but that'll be a separate one to do with the Stoke game. So if you're wondering about that, that one will be coming as well. But in this video, we're just focusing on England and their game against Poland. If Ethan, you want to go through what we'll be talking about in this one.
Right, an England show today. It's unfortunately the last one, isn't it, mate? So that's unfortunate. But we'll be doing the review of the game, then the player ratings of that game, and our man of the match of that game.
Yeah.
And then our overall opinion on the actual international break for England.
Yeah.
And our last question / thing to round the podcast off is the review of the table at the end of this international break. So no debate question this week, which is fair enough because there's nothing to debate about.
Will say though, guys, if you are looking for a debate question, if you do like those, there is a debate question in the Stoke one.
Exactly.
To do with Stoke, so keep an eye out for that if you do enjoy the debate questions. Right. Anyway, we'll get straight into this then. So, just to start off, before we get into player ratings, just overall, Ethan, what did you think of the game?
Yeah, it was a bit like wary.
Yeah.
Because there was no Robin Lewandowski, as Muller likes to say.
Okay.
But, I think overall, it was a bit of a shaky performance from England.
Yeah, I think for me, when we were a goal up, every single one of our players looked like they'd had a decent performance, and everybody was playing relatively well. But then, as soon as John Stones made that error for Poland's one and only goal that they got from that match, and it went to 1-1 through that error, like you say, the team looked really wary, and we almost looked like we were dry and we didn't know where to go. Like we were trying, but we didn't know what to do with ourselves. And that's another reason why a lot of people, I've seen it a lot on Total Sport, but I was saying it last night as well. That's why a lot of people were a bit frustrated with Southgate, that he left, he didn't make a sub until like the 88th minute, something like that.
We're on about this.
Because if you look at how the team was going, it was 1-1. We look like we're never going to find a goal. And Southgate, it's like 80 minutes in, it's still 1-1, no sub. 83, 84 minutes in, no sub. And there's a couple of issues with that. Now, yes, we did win, so Southgate will get away with it because he can say, oh yeah, I stuck with the same team at 1-1 and we ended up winning. So he can get away with it, but it still doesn't mean that it wasn't wrong. He should have made a sub earlier, because ultimately it's a brilliant finish from Mcguire, but it's come out of nothing. It's come out of nowhere. If Mcguire doesn't score that goal, it ends 1-1, everybody would be going on about that. The lateness of the subs. So it's bad because we looked like we weren't going to be able to get a goal, but he doesn't react to it. The second reason why that's bad is because you've got players like Lingard sitting on the bench thinking, am I seriously not even getting put on yet? There's like less than 10 minutes to go and you still won't put me on after the performances I've been putting in for West Ham and for England.
Yeah.
It's so I think that he's got to look back at that and realise that was an issue on his behalf, and make sure he gets those subs and the timings of those subs bang on, because that could be vital. Little things like that could be vital in the Euros in the summer. But anyway, ultimately we got the job done. Good finish from the penalty spot from Kane. How we put it down the middle. Sort of did Szczesny. He went left. He went down the middle. The second goal is a brilliant finish from Mcguire. It actually is. I mean, like they said this on TalkSport. It's like if Kane scored that, you'd be going on about how much of a class finish that is inside the box. And it was a really good strike from Mcguire. Assisted by Stones, of course, who I think that was him trying to redeem himself. Obviously would have felt bad about the goal that he gave away, so he was desperate to get the flick on, which he did. The actual John Stones mistake himself was pretty poor. The mistake he made to give Poland their goal, because if he didn't see it, sort of Pope gives him the ball. Stones is just outside the box. He's got plenty of time to either pass it wide or just hoof it up. He stands on the ball, doesn't really make a decision on what to do, doesn't realise that I think it was Milik is running up behind him. It takes him off the ball. There's a little bit of a 1-2. They're through on goal, a bit of a 1-2, and it's a good finish in the end. But I suppose you could argue that he did redeem himself slightly with the assist. Ultimately, we got the job done. It was a bit wary, like you said. It wasn't the most convincing. But look, we got the job done, and we've won all of our games in this international break, which is something a lot of teams can't say. Germany against North Macedonia couldn't do it. France have dropped points against small sides, so at least smaller teams. So at least we've got the job done in all of our games, even if we've not done it in the most attractive way. But anyway, we'll move on to the player ratings. So I'll let you go first, Ethan, on what your player ratings are for that side.
So in goal, we had Nick Pope yet again. Other than the goal they conceded, he was okay. I think his kicking, as we've all said, needs to improve.
Yeah, definitely.
In that game again. Yeah. So I think I'll give him a 5.
Mm-hmm.
So right at back, Carl Walker. He improved, I think, from the game against Albania. I think he was more reliable this game. So I'll give him a 6. Centre backs, I'll go with John Stones first. Yeah, the goal was really poor from his mistake. It was shocking, really. Like if that was any other player, like for example Connor Cody, they'd get so much bollocking for it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Since it's John Stones and he's had a good season for Man City, it feels like he gets that.
He will. He'll get away with it.
Exactly. So I'm giving him a 4. He played shit. I think there's one mistake, but that mistake cost us a goal and cost us of a wary performance. But it could have been a comfortable performance. So I'm going to give him a 4. Harry Mcguire, superb. Honestly, he played so well. I felt really convinced he was the better centre back out of them two. I actually was. Even we have gave him a bit of stick with all the memes and all that, but that game against Poland, against a good keeper, by the way, in Szczesny, smacks it on the volley. fucking brilliant. And defensively, he was solid as well, wasn't he, Mcguire? I think, anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give him an 8. Yeah, why not? I'll give him an 8. Might be a bit harsh, but...
Yeah.
So, left back, Chilwell. I think our best left back out of the two is Shaw. But as like a substitute left back, that's like probably one of the world's best left backs for a substitute that we could have. They're both world class, aren't they? Shaw and Chilwell.
Well, it's funny you say this because Ethan, I will say, last night you seemed very negative about Chilwell.
Oh, I was going to get onto that bit.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. I was going to get onto that bit.
Okay.
But in that game, he ran the ball out of play. Like, you're an England international and you've run the ball out of play.
Oof.
Come on. But other than that, like attacking wise, like offensively, he was decent. Got some good balls in. I think there was what? Do you know the sliding cross he did?
Mm-hmm.
Most players wouldn't even attempt to do that. The sliding cross.
Mm.
So that shows his determination. So other than the run it out of play, he played okay.
Just gonna say quickly, Ben Chilwell fans out there, you should appreciate what Ethan's saying about Ben Chilwell now, because if we'd have done this video last night, it would have been a lot more negative than this. I almost feel like because Ethan's had time to sleep on it, he's not as harsh as he was last night, because last night you went in on Chilwell, but now slightly more positive.
I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay.
Next up, who should we go for? Don't go for Declan Rice.
If you want to, it's up to you.
I think he was before the Mcguire goal. I think he was our best player on the pitch. Before that, when he gets the ball, he doesn't go backwards. He goes forward, which is so positive.
Yeah,
and it's so good to see. And I think that's why he should be playing in that start 11 every week for England. Honestly, he's been brilliant. So I'm going to give him an 8 as well. So next up, who do we have in midfield again? So it was
Declan
Foden.
Rice, there was Calvin Phillips.
Phillips, Declan Rice, and Foden. Let's go with that, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because Matt played on the left wing, didn't he?
Yeah.
So we'll go Calvin Phillips next.
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Phillips, I don't think he should be starting, honestly. Some people may disagree with me, but I don't think he should be starting. I think with the holding midfielder like himself, he shouldn't press that much. But that's not his fault. It should be the attacking players pressing, not him. So I get why he's doing it, because no one else is, but he shouldn't be doing it. But he played better than, when was it? I think it was the San Marino game where he did misplaced passes everywhere. I think he played better, but I'm still not convinced he should be starting every single game, because he started every single game, hasn't he, in these qualifiers, and I just don't get why he is. I don't get it. What's so special about Calvin Phillips compared to Declan Rice not playing every week? I'm gonna give Calvin Phillips a 5 though. So next, last midfielder, Foden. He had an okay game. Wasn't too brilliant, but I think you can see what potential he's got to be a world-class player, honestly. I'll give him a 6 though, because he wasn't on it at all against Poland. So our last 3 attackers now. So left wing, we had Mount. In that first half, he was one of the best players for us. His turns are so good. They're so nice to watch, honestly. They're just, And I used to not rate Mount, but now I've seen him play for Chelsea and England a couple of times, regularly. I can see why he can become a world-class player for Chelsea. He's going to be brilliant, and he already is, and that's why he's starting for Gareth Southgate. I'm going to give him a 7. So right wing, we had Sterling, didn't we?
Yeah.
But he played on the left quite a bit, so I don't get what was going on there.
It's because we had Foden on the right, and Mount would switch with Sterling. So sometimes Sterling would go into a cam role, and Mount would go on the left, and then sometimes Mount would switch back to cam, and Sterling would go on the left. They kept switching every 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. So Sterling, he made a couple of good runs, especially the one where he went past 3 players and just got blocked by Jan Bednarak.
Although you criticised that run, though. Although I will say you did criticise that run last night. You thought he should have shot.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, okay?
I just don't want you, tweaking your honest opinion. I want the fans to get your honest opinion.
I'm getting onto it, okay? Right.
I'm policing you.
Sterling, before that run though, should have had a fucking shot. Stupid twat. Is that better?
Well, I'm not saying you should be saying that. I'm just saying that's what you said before. So I just wanted, just see.
Oh man, no. I'm going to be totally honest with you. He did have a decent game compared to the last games, like Albania and. Did he play San Marino? I don't think he did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Compared to them games, he played much better against Poland. But he has been lacking a bit of confidence in Man City and all that, so you can say he's improving on the Man City games as well, which he does need, because on his day, he's a really good player.
So you're...
But I'm going to say, because when I see Sterling, he's always running him behind, and I want him to take, players on, on the wing. So getting past players on the wing. If you know what I mean. Because yes, he can do it in the box. That's brilliant. And that's why we got a penalty. Because he's just too good with his agility and quick movement on the ball. But on the wing, it's like he thinks, can't be arsed. I'll pass it back. Because he always passes it back. But when he gets in behind, I think that's his forte, Sterling, just getting in behind. But I would like to see him take on players on the wing. I'll give Sterling a 6 though. It's harsh, yes I know, but yeah. So last player, Harry Kane. Great penalty, straight down the middle. Mugged Szczesny off there. Hold-up play was okay. Thought we could have held the ball a bit more, But no, he's really, really good holding up the ball. Other than that, a good performance from Kane. Give him a 7.
So then,
because it was a penalty.
So then, I mean, I don't know if you can really properly give him a rating, but 3 subs: Reece James, Calvert-Lewin, and Jesse Lingard. What would you give those?
James, I think there was like one mistake he did where he tried to clear the ball, but it went like. So say he was in a defensive position, he's trying to aim it away from the goal. It's going towards the goal. And it's like, fucking hell, mate. Other than that, yeah, you can't really rate his performance, so I'll give him a 5. It's average. Lingard, hardly any time, 5.
And Lewin,
and
I'm guessing
Calvert,
same.
I'll give 6, only because his hold up, like keeping the ball in the corner, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that was good. To be fair, that was good.
That was brilliant from Calvert-Lewin. Brilliant. See, with Calvert-Lewin, he's developed so much under Duncan Ferguson and Everton as a whole.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give Calvert-Lewin a 6, even though he played for like hardly anything.
Yeah, fair enough then. Yeah, fair enough. So I'll go through mine then. Nick Pope. Again, just can see how he's a bit leaky with his distribution. Just something he needs to work on. Sean Dyche has said he'll be making sure he helps Nick Pope with that for the rest of the season. Hopefully he'll get better at that. I'll give him a 6. He didn't have much to do. And he's just got to work on his distribution. Kyle Walker. He was a bit quiet at times. But when he did have any responsibilities or any situations to deal with, he dealt with them well. But I'll just give him a 6. If he was a bit quiet, I'd say. Walker.
Yeah.
John Stones. I mean, you know, he did get assist for the second goal, but he disrupted our whole game and nearly messed it up for us. And it is important because if we come second in the group in the group table, if you come second by the end of it, you have to play extra qualification games to go through. Which is something we don't want. It's only if you come first that you go through automatically. So these things matter to make sure that we go through automatically because we don't want to have to play extra games to go through.
Yeah.
So it was a poor mistake. Reminded me of the old John Stones, the one that was bad at the beginning of his time at Man City. So I'm going to give him a 3. Harry Mcguire, he was brilliant, to be honest. At the back, absolutely solid. Moved up into midfield a couple of times just to get the ball forward a bit more. Really quick on the turn, which is unlike Mcguire. And a brilliant finish. And that is why this is going to be my highest England player rating of this international break. Is my rating out of 10 for Mcguire is 10. Because he could not have given a better performance, to be honest.
And it shows, like, even though we give him all like this stick and everything, Harry Mcguire and all that, call him slabhead, fridge and all that, but he's improving massively.
Yeah, he had a solid game. Just wish United fans would just wish he could do that in a United shirt, really. Ben Chilwell, he was decent. Provided good support to the winger in front of him. Had a couple of mistakes, but they weren't majors. And for that reason, I'm just going to give him I'll give him a 7. Calvin Phillips. It was a lacklustre performance, in my opinion. He doesn't really show much about himself when he plays for England. It's not like he causes us issues, but he doesn't really. You don't watch him and go, "Oh yeah, he's really shown his quality there." He's just average a lot of the time, and for that reason, I'm just going to give him a 6. Declan Rice, he was really good. Not only did he do his defensive duties well, when dropping back when he needed to, he was also able to move the ball forward with a lot of precision, and he was an extra worry for the opposition in certain attacking situations. So he showed he can do both defensive and attacking duties, which is really impressive. For a midfielder to be able to show that, especially internationally when it's harder or there's more pressure because it's for your country. So I'm going to give him an 8. Mason Mount. One thing that was really impressive about Mason Mount was he did well running with the ball, but also his runs that he was making without the ball were also quite impressive. He's just got good touch, good range of passes. He can switch the flow of the attack very quickly. He's tricky for defenders. He's confident in his ability. And he's just a massive boost attackingly. And we do need him starting for us. So I'll give him an 8. Phil Foden. I thought he was decent. The way he was able to just try and sort of weave his way through defenders, trying to take players on at least, showing, because he does show that desire to go forward when he plays. It's not like he's scared of taking players on. He does always take on his man and try and go for it. But saying that, he was nowhere near as important as our other attacking players. So I'm just going to give him a 6. Harry Kane, go to Sterling first, actually. Sterling, I thought he was good, to be honest. He threatened Poland quite a lot just with his raw pace and just the ability he has, with, like you said, with his agility to be able to just weave through defenders very quickly. And he's really good as well at getting the ball on the wing and, like you said, driving in from behind. Cutting inside. I thought he had a decent game. He made one mistake where he could have just squared it to Foden a little bit quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, he was decent. So I'm going to give him a 7. Harry Kane, he was decent, held up the ball well, like you said. His penalty was really good, cool and calm penalty. And that helped us, that helped England, gain some momentum in the game. What is it? He's not missed a penalty since in a qualifying game since 2017. That says it all. That says it all about the type of player he is and how good he is. So for that, I'll give him an 8. So Reece James, 5. Barely played any minutes. Can't say much more. Calvert-Lewin, give him a 6, like you said, for holding up the ball in the corner for the last couple of minutes, like he did. It was really impressive, to be fair. Really efficient way of seeing through the game. Jesse Lingard, 5. Didn't play enough time, so I can't really give him a proper rating. So we'll move on then. Man of the match for the game. Now, I've got a feeling we're both going to give the same man of the match. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. And once I've said 3, 2, 1, we both just say it at the same time, because we haven't spoke about this before doing it, but I've got a strong feeling it'll be the same player. Yeah? Right.
Okay.
So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to say it, yeah? And we'll see if it's the same, because I'm only saying that because I've never been so confident that it will be the same player.
Okay.
Right. 3, 2, 1. Harry Mcguire.
Harry Mcguire.
Exactly. See, it's just Who else could you give it to? Really, he scored the winner.
Declan Rice.
Really.
He played brilliant, and he actually got the man of the match. Actually.
So who are you picking then?
No, Mcguire. That's why I said it.
Yeah, because for me, I don't think there's anybody else you could have given it to. He was solid at the back. He scored a goal with a few minutes to go to get us to win. Ultimately, if Kane,
scored the winner, yeah.
If Kane had have scored the winner like that, you would have gone, "Oh yeah, Kane man of the match." Then he scored the winner.
Yeah.
You know, and for a defender to do that, it's even more impressive. Great strike. So there you go. Our man of the match for England Poland, Harry Mcguire. So then, obviously, in this international break, took on San Marino, Albania, and Poland. So what I'm going to say is, just very quickly, I'm going to basically say to you, to sum up our international break, I'm gonna give you the task of, Ethan, giving, say, a 2-sentence answer of the overall summary of our international break, followed by a rating out of 10 for the overall international break for England. So I'll let you go with that. Yeah.
So the 2 sentences is very confident. Rating for the international break, 8 out of 10.
Okay, see Ethan breaking. Ethan, he was that. You see that from Ethan. Then he tried to make it even better. He didn't do 2 sentences. He did 2 words, guys. See, this is what Ethan does, right? He gets set a target and he strives to make it even better.
Yeah, mate.
So what was your rating out of 10 again?
8.
8. Okay, fair enough. My 2-sentence summary, even though it's not really 2 sentences long, I don't know, is it wasn't very pretty at times, but we got the job done. That would be mine. Because it wasn't, was it, but at times it wasn't the most attractive football, but it got the job done, So that would be mine. Rating out of 10, I mean, we won all of the games, so you can't complain. I do still think there's a couple of things we need to work on performance-wise. I'll give a solid, I'll give a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
So then, a review of the table then, at the end of this international break. Now, obviously, we've still got other teams that we'll eventually have to play, but that is in September. That's when our next World Cup qualifier game is September.
Yeah.
So we've got a long way until thinking about World Cup qualifiers again, but we will quickly just look at the table.
Yeah, I'll be on the screen now anyway, so you'll be able to see it anyway.
So everybody will be able to see it.
Well, honestly, we're top of the table right now.
Yes, we are.
So I think we're going to stay there, and we've got games against Andorra. Who else? I don't know. Who else? I don't know. Who's in our group? Hungary.
Hungary, yeah, it says Hungary.
Hungary,
Albania, Poland, and Andorra. Because I've just got it up here now.
So have we got 2 games left then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So it's Andorra.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And Hungary then.
Yeah. 2 games left, just them 2.
Hungary have got 1 or 2 good players, youngsters anyway.
Well, I just want to just quickly. I know you're gonna be able to see it, because it'll be on the screen. But just want to point out here, right? If you actually look at the table, okay, so England are top with 9, as you guys we'll be able to see. But second is Hungary on 7 points. So they've done well. 2 wins and a draw. They got a +6 goal difference. That's only 2 less than England. So they've done well. They have, considering the quality of their squad.
I'll tell you who's a good player for them, right? Slozobly from RB Leipzig, currently playing.
Yeah,
very, very good player. And he's one for the future, and I'm pretty sure he's got to score 1 or 2 goals for them. Honestly,
Well, they are scoring goals. To be fair, 7.
No, like him individually.
I mean, to be honest with you, for them, I think he's clearly, if he is the good player you're saying he is, he's clearly making an impact with the points that they've collected. I mean, 2 wins and a draw is solid. They've not even lost a game yet. The fact that they're above Albania by a point as well really shocks me, because I thought Albania would have been doing better than Hungary. I can't believe Poland are 4th right now either. Yeah, just really poor.
Yeah.
As you guys will be able to see, it's a 1 win, a draw, and a loss. It's a bit. It's not good enough, is it? And obviously Andorra and San Marino both on 0, no points.
Actually, I don't think Slozobly is playing anyway, but I know who's playing, and he's scoring goals for fun actually against teams like Andorra, Poland, and them teams. Adam Slazly from Mainz 05 in the Mainz in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Or in the Bundesliga 2, I don't know.
Oh, Mainz, I think they're in the Bundesliga 2.
No, they are in the Bundesliga 15th.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's the guy who's scoring the goals for them, so... Yeah.
Well, so just to finish it off then, obviously, are we both agreeing that San Marino are going to finish bottom of this table by the end of the international? By the end of these games. So then, who do we think? Are we both agreeing that we think England will finish top?
Yeah.
So in your opinion, just very quickly then, to wrap up this video, who do you think will finish second in the table? Because obviously they're the 2 places you need. Obviously, if you finish first, you automatically go through. If you finish second, you have to play extra qualifiers, and then if you do well on those, you can go through. So obviously, first and second are 2 key spots to going through. So very quickly then, who do you think will finish second?
I think Hungary will. I think they've got a good team, very good team, and very underrated.
Okay then, fair enough. I mean, for me, I think it's tight. I think it's a close one. I think, even though they've had a bad start, I think Poland will still end up coming second.
Do you know?
I think they'll pull it back.
They've already played Hungary.
Yeah.
And they drew 3-3.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I saw the game. For me, that. Yeah, exactly. For me, that doesn't say much about either side there, because they both drew to each other. But for me, I think Poland will pull it back. They'll have Lewandowski back for the remainder of the games.
Hopefully.
Because he's only out for 4 weeks. So as long as nothing happens before September, when the rest of the games are, he'll be back. And probably scoring goals. So I think, in my opinion, it would be Poland. But you're saying Hungary. I'll say Poland then for second. And we both agree that San Marino will finish bottom. So that is an overall summary of the group right now. Obviously, things could change, but that will be something to find out about in September. But other than that, we've gone through everything now. So that is the end of this. I suppose you could call it a podcast, but it's just more England show. And that is all the international shows, England shows done for now.
Yeah.
So obviously from now on, it'll be moving back to more general pods with Stoke and general football debates and stuff. But as I always say, hope you enjoyed listening to it, because we certainly enjoyed making it. And if you did enjoy, then please like and subscribe. And as well, if you've got any thoughts or suggestions, then just leave it in the comments below, because we do check all the comments if there is any. Thank you for all the support so far. It's been really good. I mean, I don't think either me or you expected to get like the amount of support straight away that we've been getting. So that's really cool to see. And hopefully, you keep enjoying listening to these, because we'll certainly keep enjoying making these, because we do enjoy doing this. So, is there anything you'd like to finish off with, Ethan?
Yeah, strong football, England football show here. Great support. Just keep liking, subscribing, and we'll see you on the next podcast.
All right, see you in the next one, guys.
In a bit.